because my in-laws live here, so it's traveling over here, and they told me about this mosque, how much you people do for the community. They said you should come by and say hello to them and speak to them about the work I do with the community in England. It's quite similar to what you guys do. I was very honoured in England. I put the first brick on the mosque that we go to, the family goes to, and that was one of the biggest honours that I've ever done. And also, I do pray 5 times. I also, nobody knows, but before a fight, I always pray my knuckles, and because success comes from Allah, and you have to remember that. I'm only in this position because of Allah. I'm 25 and 2-time world champion. I was 17 when I went to Olympic Games and won a silver medal. I get people saying to me, "Oh, Amir Khan's no good," or how's he got there? It's a success. The success comes from Allah, because I pray, I have a clean heart, and you have to respect the religion and the people. I've never said no to anyone for a picture, for an autograph. I'm always respectful to my elders, respect my parents. I still live at home with my parents. All we did was we moved to a different area, and we still all live together because I'm a family man, and I've been like that from day one. So, to all the youngsters here as well, never lose respect from your parents, or never disrespect them, because they're the ones. It's their du'as that take you a long way also, and it's all about just focusing on your life, having ambitions in life. A lot of youngsters I speak to when I go to a lot of schools in England, I ask them, what are you going to do when you're older? They're like, I don't know. I said, look, you need to have ambitions in life, because I had an ambition when I was 8 years old to go to Olympics, to become a world champion. I used to watch Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. I said, one day I want to be like them. I want to be loved by all the Muslims around the world. And look, I'm in this position where, mashallah, I get so much respect of a lot of brothers and sisters around the world. And I never gave up my ambition. I kept training, working hard. You win some, you lose some, but it's all about working hard. It's all about them days come when in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, when I'm asleep and my alarm goes off, I have to go for a run. I'm like, oh, I can't bother going, but I push myself. It's all about pushing yourself and going to the gym. You hurt yourself, but that's what it's all about, pushing yourself. That's what you guys should never give up. If it's education, it doesn't have to be boxing. It can be anything, education, becoming a hafiz, or maybe becoming a doctor or a lawyer. It's all about working hard, and that way you get a lot of respect as well. I've been very lucky also, I've been to Umrah 3 times, and inshallah, next I said to my parents, when I get married, inshallah, I'm going to go to Hajj as well. I think my mum and dad, because they're getting older now, so it's the best time to take them also and do it, because my parents said you should do Hajj when you're young, because it is very difficult. So if you guys, if you ever have that as an ambition as well, that you want to go Hajj, you want to one day perform that, because it's the best feeling ever. I did Umrah. Umrah was amazing. I went once and I went again and I went again. So now it's time for me to do Hajj, inshallah. And, I'm glad that you guys all turned up today. It's a great turnout. But inshallah, any questions you want to ask me, feel free. You can ask me and Saddam. We have a very similar background, because we both started at the age of 8, and he built a gym in Bay Ridge. I did the same thing in England. I built a gym in Bolton, that's where I'm from, and we keep about 500 kids off the streets a week. That's because the boxing club's in a very deprived area. I could have put a gym in a rich area, but I didn't. So it's all for the community. All I charge for one session is $1. The reason I charge them for $1 is because it makes them think, oh, I paid for something, so they're going to appreciate the training. And mashallah, we get so many young kids coming in and out. Them young kids, if they wasn't in the boxing club, they would have been on the street corners, messing about, fighting, getting in trouble with the police. The crime rate around that area has dropped at least 50%. So it just shows, maybe, go to a boxing club. You don't have to be a boxer, it's all about training, discipline. You can go in the gym, it'll help you a lot along, and it'll make you a much better person. So guys, if you have any ambitions, if you don't have ambitions, all the young kids here, make sure you start your ambitions. So think what you want to do in the future, and start praying to Allah that you want to achieve this and you want to achieve that, and you want to become something when you're older, because ambitions and dreams come true. That's it.
Allah.
So inshallah, we're going to start taking the questions in just a minute right now. And you guys can think about your questions. Humble request to the sisters in the next door building is that you can get your questions written on index cards and you can send it, inshallah. we'll send someone to pick up the questions, and the brothers can start answering the question for us, inshallah. So we'll start taking the questions in just a second, but as Brother Amir just mentioned to us, that it's all about discipline in Islam, you know. And subhanAllah, how great the religion of Islam is. It said there was once a person who was a Muslim who was sitting with his non-Muslim friend. And the non-Muslim friend is telling him, you know what, Islam has no discipline. Muslims are not even disciplined. They have no etiquette in life. So he was watching Hajj with him on the TV, as a brother was saying, may Allah take all of us to Hajj, inshallah. So he says they were watching Hajj on the screen, and all of a sudden he says, you know how many people are there at Hajj? So he goes, I'm not sure. So he goes, about 3 to 4 million people. So he goes, now 3 to 4 million people are about to stand up in a straight line and about to pray. How long do you think it's going to take for them? So he says maybe 2 to 3 hours for 4 million people to stand up and make a straight line. So he says, you know what, one thing I would like to add is that all of them do not speak the same language. Everyone speaks a different language. Someone hears, someone cannot hear. And of course, they're all from different ages and different backgrounds. So he said, you know what, I think at least 12 hours, half a day for 4 million people to stand straight up and face one direction and pray towards one direction. So he says, just watch these people. And the Imam came on top of the Musalla and he says, straighten your lines and stand up for your Salah. And less than 30 seconds, 4 million people were facing one direction. You know? So Islam itself is the true religion which gives us the discipline in our life itself. You know? So of course, the more that we bring that within our life, alhamdulillah, these are the words of wisdom which we can hear from these individuals and practice in our life, inshallah. So let's take the first question, inshallah, from some of you, and then we can rotate in asking questions, inshallah. I have a list of questions myself. So you don't want me to ask first, but let's go. You guys have any questions, inshallah? Yes, Amir.